What's up YouTube? I'm John Wheels, and today we're going to be making concrete weight plates, a weight tree rack sort of thing, and squat safety catches, as well as some modifications to my workout bench. Alright, so in order to make these weight plates, what you're going to first need is your dimensions. So I'm making 45 plates right now. So you got to measure out. What I use is aluminum flashing. It just comes in a roll, and you can cut sizes you need. This is like my excess, but anyways, what you're gonna do is just take your piece of aluminum flashing, right, and then get it hooked up to the right size. I have my Sharpie mark on there, so I know where to put it. I've obviously used this a couple times, but you're gonna take some duct tape and tape it up at that line. So now that's on there. Do the same where it overlaps on the other side. Alright, then you can have your circle, and now what I'm going to do is just tape it all along the outside. I don't do the inside just because I haven't ever needed to, and then you don't get the tape marks, but also I should mention that you got to cover your cardboard in some sort of plastic. This is just packing from a package, and just so that the concrete water doesn't rot out the cardboard. So I'm going to set this on here and then just start taping around and then finally seal it off. You'll see on the time lapse. Alright, so next you're going to take your PVC pipe and put it in the vise, and then grab a ruler of some sort, something to mark it off. Then for these particular plates, I need about 3 inches of PVC pipe, and cut this thing off. So I just take the biggest file I have. But now what I'll do is grab a couple screws. Alright. Those screws there are so that the PVC pipe doesn't slide in and out of the weight or twist. Alright, so that is the completed mold. I got the PVC pipe in the center, and when these are set, we can come back with a Dremel and see how those screws poke through a little bit. We'll just grind that down with the Dremel on all 3 to get it smooth, but just get that thing in the center, duct tape around the edge, and now we are ready to mix up some concrete. Unfortunately, the camera didn't catch it, but now's the part where you have to weigh your concrete. So take into account the weight of the bucket and then how much concrete you want to pour. Also, you're going to lose some weight in the process. So I usually do about pounds just to be safe, and then get a concrete grinding disc, and we'll grind off the rest at the end. One more thing I forgot to mention was that I used little pieces of chicken wire kind of as my rebar to hold the concrete together. So every little bit, each layer, I would just add pieces of chicken wire that I would cut out with tin snips. Alright, so here's a little bit of a slideshow of this weight rack tree that I made. I didn't film it, unfortunately, just because I thought I would never post it to YouTube, but here we are. I thought you guys might find it interesting, so here's whatever I happened to take pictures of. Alright, so here's those concrete weights I made. So I got 4 45s on the bottom, last one's over there, and then 2 35s, 2 25s, 2 10s, and 2 5s. I made this rack from scratch out of a bunch of just junk metal I've found, and yeah, I put it on some little casters so I can move it around. This is just pipe that I welded to this big A-frame that I made. Then I also got these 1-inch bars for these smaller weights for the combination dumbbells right there, so you can make whatever weight you want. And then a couple other things I've done are that I extended this quad raise or hamstring curl post. It was only like this long, and I couldn't really fit that much weight on it, so made this longer. I just crushed the ends in on the vise so it'd get a nice fitment up against this bar here, and then I also added this a couple beads of weld around here, so that way the weight has something to stop against when it gets there. And then another mod that I made where I put these 2 fixed caster wheels on the back so that I can just pick up from the back here, pick it up, and move it. Otherwise, this is just a Marcy Olympic Surge workout bench. Works great for me so far. I also made these 2 squat catches, so pretty simple. They're just like big sawhorses, but found this like very slightly arced pipe. I didn't bend it, but it was already like that, and all I did was just use that because I thought if you were to fail on the bar, it wouldn't have any chance of rolling off because it would just kind of like settle in the middle. And otherwise it's just more free metal. I just welded these together, and I've tested them with like 2 people sitting on them and stuff, and they're strong enough for the amount of weight I'd be squatting. So those are my squat catches, and then they can just get stored very close together and not take up that much room.